Welcome to our fireside reading of The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. Now, I love the movies that were made about The Jungle Book, but did you know that the original Jungle Book was written way back in 1894, and mostly it took place in the jungles of India. And it was hugely successful as the movies were many years later. And there's a reason for that. It's a wonderful book. Fireside reading is a whole new way to look at books. Very simply, together we're going to sit in front of the fire and I'm going to read you the whole of the original Jungle Book, just like they did in the old days, from beginning to end. When my mother was young, she was read this book by my grandmother, her mother. And when I was young, my mother read it to me. And when my daughter was young, I read it to her. My daughter has written a little song for us because in the book there are some poems. And it seemed to me that it might be easier for us to be able to understand where the poems are if we have a little song playing underneath as I read them to you. I do hope you enjoy this fireside reading of The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. Mowgli's Brothers. Now run the kite brings home the night that Mung the bat sets free. The herds are shut in byre and hut, for loosed till dawn are we. This is the hour of pride and power, talon and tush and claw. Oh, hear the call, good hunting all, that keep the jungle law. It was 7 o'clock of a very warm evening in the Seeonee Hills when Father Wolf woke up from his day's rest, scratched himself, yawned, and spread out his paws one after the other to get rid of the sleepy feeling in their tips. Mother Wolf lay with her big grey nose drooped across her 4 tumbling, squealing cubs, and the moon shone into the mouth of the cave where they all lived. "Ah," said Father Wolf, "it is time to hunt again." He was going to spring downhill when a little shadow with a bushy tail crossed the threshold and whined. "Good luck go with you, oh Chief of the Wolves, and good luck and strong white teeth go with noble children, that they may never forget the hungry in this world." It was the jackal, Tabaqui, the dish licker. And the wolves of India despise Tabaqui because he runs about making mischief and telling tales and eating rags and pieces of leather from the village rubbish heaps. But they are afraid of him too, because Tabaqui, more than anyone else in the jungle, is apt to go mad. And then he forgets that he was ever afraid of anyone and runs through the forest biting everything in his way. Even the tiger runs and hides when little Tabaqui goes mad, for madness is the most disgraceful thing that can overtake a wild creature. We call it hydrophobia, but they call it diwane, the madness, and run.